Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat for Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go for the third race of the season in Las Vegas, fresh off of a bit of a weird race in Atlanta where we actually got crashed. We didn't get any stage points, but somehow we rallied back to get a second place finish, and if we had another corner or so, we probably would have won the race. So that was certainly a bit of a weird one, but here in the Xfinity Series for Las Vegas, we had subscriber Aiden back in the car. As you guys know, we obviously just started a team here in the Xfinity Series instead of being on Stewart-Haas in Xfinity, so our car is really slow at this beginning portion of the season, and obviously you can see here Aiden was running down in that last position at this point. He came through turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time here at Las Vegas, but certainly we just got to get some more employees hired and get them trained. The money is a lot more important, I've noticed so far in this game, so definitely it's playing a bit of a part. So it's going to be a bit still till we're competitive, but I can definitely confirm that we're getting there now as we come through, though, into the Cup Series qualifying at a turn 4, heading down this front straightaway here in Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We would cross the line with a great lap, a 30.511, and we would match our best ever qualifying effort with P2 here in Las Vegas. So we're going to be starting on the front row with Joey Logano for the Penske Racing Team as we get ready to go green here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Today, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series makes its first of 2 stops in Las Vegas for the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube. The field is stacked with drivers seeking to get on a roll, so let's head down to the track.
Alright, thank you, Rick Allen. We're ready to go green here for the Pennzoil 400 in Las Vegas. Ryan Newman is one of our friends. It's not going to matter. He's probably still going to try and get in our way, obviously. Here as we got Joey Logano on the pole. Matt DiBenedetto, the only driver sent to the back there after failing optical scanning station multiple times. As we're ready, though, to go green here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, starting in the second position. Last time we started up this far was at Indianapolis last season. Now as we're underway here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the green flag is out. Joey Logano, myself, Kurt Busch, and Kyle Busch, the duo there between the Busch brothers on that row behind us now as we make this long stretch down towards the turns 1 side by side with the Penske Racing driver, obviously the most recent champion in our career mode. Logano was able to pull through and get that title last season here in our career mode 3. He's a 2-time champ as we go down this back straightaway. Kurt Busch up our inside as we go down towards turns 3, so obviously being up on this outside, not with the preferred lane, and I was being a little bit lenient on obviously this opening start. I could have really side drafted the 22 pretty hard if I wanted to, but I decided obviously it's only lap 1 of 67 in total, so we're not going to bother with messing with anyone. Hamlin, he would get past us as we came through to complete the opening lap here at Las Vegas as we went down towards turns 1, trying to keep from hitting him, but we would actually be able to fight back on Denny Hamlin there as we came out of turn 2, but on the next lap we came through, hitting lap 3, we had actually crossed Hamlin over, got to his inside, and it's certainly showing some speed as we go down towards turns 1 there. Kyle Busch behind us putting on some pressure, but we cleared Hamlin, and so would Kyle Busch, because Kyle Busch, he would get to my outside here as we now came to lap 5, and he would get ahead of me as we go down this front straightaway. Kurt Busch and Logano side by side for the lead at this point, and it was just a 4-car runaway with us 4 up here. We drove away from the field. It was just myself, Logano, Kurt, and Kyle Busch as came through now on lap 8 of 19. Logano leading, Kyle Busch second as we look up the inside of Kurt Busch. Now we're going to make a pass on Kurt as we go down this back straightaway, and just this group of 4 cars, we could not get away from each other. We were all stuck together. No one was faster than one another. We were all able to just kind of duel it out here at this point. Now as Kyle Busch, he would look to the inside of Logano and try to take the lead as we went down this front straightaway. Kurt Busch, he would be able to hang with us. I thought we would drive away from him once I passed him, but that was not the case. So Kyle Busch, he took the lead. We come to 7 to go in the stage now, and Joey Logano trying to put some pressure on Kyle Busch. He's trying to get to his inside, but couldn't quite make it work. And at this point, I'm deciding, you know what, we're going to try and making this outside work here in turns 1 and turns 2, and I found out pretty quickly the outside definitely does have a chance here as we came through turns 1 and 2, going down this back straightaway. You obviously saw we got side by side with the 22 as we come through the center of turns 3 and turns 4. But the outside definitely didn't work as well through turns 3 and turns 4. We always lost some time there. Now as we came through just 2 to go in the stage at this point, the tire icon had actually come on, but we have enough to make it to the end of this stage. Now as the fuel icon comes on as well as we get to the right rear of Logano, but still just us 4 drivers. We're all here together, just sticking together. No one driving away from one another as we come through to start this final stage here, or this final lap in the first stage. Sorry, now as we go down towards turns 1, and behind us, Kurt Busch actually blows the right front tire, and into the wall he goes. slows, and the stage ends about a lap or so early due to the caution coming out. So Kurt Busch, one of the front 4 runners here, has blown a tire, which means he's going to be starting the next stage in the back. He's surprisingly still in the race. Now, as we would come to the pit lane, though, for 2 cans of fuel, as well as take 4 tires. So, obviously, usually when a driver blows a tire in this game, they actually DNF, but this time, Kurt Busch, he would remain in the race here in Las Vegas. As you also see me here make a minor wedge adjustment, jump down to 50.0, and we actually gain 1 spot on the pit lane and come out P2 as we get ready to start stage 2 here in Las Vegas.
We're going green.
Kyle Busch leading the race. He won stage 1. Now as the green flag is out, and we are underway. Kyle Busch looking for win number 1 on the season, just like ourselves. We haven't won since Bristol, the Bristol night race last season, just before the playoffs started. Now, as we're side by side going down towards turns 1, behind us is Logano, and then Alex Bowman. Immediately, I was expecting myself, Kyle Busch, and Logano to probably drive away from everybody, as it certainly seemed like that was the case, obviously, with Kurt Busch added on in stage 1 as we go down this back straightaway for the first time in the second stage as we go down into turn 3, though. Logano, he actually snuck up my inside as we came through the center of the corner. So now he's putting on the pressure as we come through on the exit of turn 4. Busch, he had actually taken the same line as me through the corner, but he has a good run down this front straightaway as we complete the first and opening lap of that second stage. And now Logano gets clear for second as we go down through turns 1. Hamlin, he would go to my inside, but you see the momentum we carried on that outside, but it wasn't quite enough for that 22 because we came to lap 3, and now you see the cars behind us in our rear view mirror starting to fall back. So it's myself, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, all running up here by ourselves. Once again, we come to lap 4 of the stage. Logano now making a move for the lead on Kyle Busch as we go down this front straightaway side by side between the 22 and the 18. They have some, no love lost between them two. They've certainly had some run-ins in the past, and then Kyle Busch, he would get to the inside of Logano and cross him over to take the lead back on lap 6 of 18 here in the second stage. Some pretty good racing we were having at this point now as we come through on lap 10 of 18. 9 to go once we cross, or 8 to go once we cross the line as we go down towards turns 1. This is really the furthest the 2 drivers in front of me had gotten away this whole race now as we come through turns 1 and turns 2 behind us. So you see the 88 of Alex Bowman, he had actually gotten up into the outside wall. He blew a right front tire just like Kurt Busch did at the end of stage 1. So the caution comes out, and a little bit of a mixed strategy here. Mostly everybody is pitting, but there is a handful of cars staying out. But we are not going to stay out. We're going to come to the pit lane for 2 cans of fuel, 4 tires, and we come out P6 behind Logano, Kyle Busch on our inside, and 3 cars in front of us stay out. Truex, Newman, and Ty Dillon in the 13. So we should have quite a bit of speed compared to those front 3 drivers as the green flag is back out. Once again, we are underway here in Las Vegas. 5 laps to go in this second stage. Behind us, we got Ryan Blaney, and look at behind us, right behind us in the rear view mirror, Kurt Busch has gotten back to us after blowing the right front tire in stage 1. He is back in the mix, so clearly he's showing a lot of speed in that number 1 car for Chip Ganassi Racing today as we push Logano down this back straightaway. Obviously, those cars up ahead very slow, so I get up to this top lane, and sure enough, as soon as we move up here, we fly by everybody. Newman and Ty Dillon side by side. They're much slower on those old tires, so we drive right past them. Kurt Busch and Kyle Larson trying to follow through as well as we cross the line. So Kurt Busch all of a sudden is going to be in the mix to win the stage after blowing a right front tire at the end of stage 1 and being sent to the back now as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. We would run down Martin Truex Jr., and sure enough, out of turns 4, we would have the run on Truex down this front straightaway side by side with the 19 for Truex as we cross the line with 3 to go. We would take the lead from Truex just about now as we go down towards turns 1. Obviously, he's not going to last on these old tires. Sure enough, through the center of the corner, we would drive away, but Kurt Busch, he would put the attack on us because as we came down the back straightaway into turns 3, approaching just 2 to go in the stage, now he would get up my inside as we came through turns 3 and turns 4, and now he's going to look to our left rear as we go down this front straightaway side by side with the number 1 car of Kurt Busch as we come through, hitting 2 laps to go in the second stage. He just drove right on past us now, so as he's clearly showing that he's got one of the fastest cars, and through turns 1 and 2, we jump back up to that top lane again because I know really that's my only chance right now to be able to put the attack on the 1 car of Kurt Busch as we go down this back straightaway. He does a pretty good job holding on. Kyle Busch has moved through to P3, so we know he's going to come quickly now as Kurt, he jumps up to the top, so I try to get down to this bottom lane and put the pressure on his rear, approaching the final lap of the second stage side by side with the 1 of Kurt Busch. We're going to push him all the way up the track, trying to side drift him, but it gets clear as we cross the line. 1 to go here in the second stage. Kyle Busch has now joined the party as we go down towards turns 1, but the caution comes out another lap early, just like it did in stage 1. So now we get P2 here in the second stage. Joey Logano, the only driver out of that Fast 4 that we've got today that wasn't up here in the top 4, as he got held up in traffic, as we would pit once again for 2 cans of fuel as well as 4 tires. But we know Logano, he's got a fast car as well. He's definitely going to be in the mix. But right now it's Kurt Busch, myself, Kyle Larson, who gains a spot over Kyle Busch for P3, and then Kyle Busch obviously right behind us now as the third and final stage is underway here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Kurt Busch and myself on this front row, 26 laps to go, immediately trying to side draft him, is actually getting to the side of Kurt. Now as we go down towards turns 1 here, Kyle Larson, obviously Kurt Busch's teammate's going to try and help him out the best he can as we come through the center of turns 1 and turns 2. At this point, I'm wanting to be aggressive to try and hold on to the lead, so you see me side drafting the 1 car of Kurt Busch as we went down now this back straightaway side by side for the lead as we go down into turns 3. Kyle Busch just behind us as he battles side by side with Kyle Larson as we exit turn 4. Heading down the front straightaway, it's going to be Kurt Busch who's going to hang on to that position. There's a mid-contact now, and he's sliding, but he hangs on to it as he leads the opening lap of this third and final stage as we go down towards turns 1. He clears us, though, on the entrance of the corner, and now Kyle Larson gets to our inside. We know he's still a rival in our career mode, so we got to be careful with that 42 of Larson as we still get in behind the 1 car of Kurt Busch. We're going to push him a little bit there and try to get clear of that 42 of Larson as we go down into turn 3. Kurt, he goes high, we go low. Now as we come through the center of the corner, just like what happened at the end of stage 2 as we exit turn 4, getting into the left rear of him, but he hangs onto it, and he is now driving away just a tiny bit now as Larson gets to our back bumper, and he's going to give us the bumper as we go down towards turns 1. Larson not being shy at all with getting aggressive with us as we almost get put up into the wall here. Now as we came through on the exit of turns 4 here on the same lap side by side with the 42, but he slams us into the wall now as we come down the front straightaway. We know we have a fast car, so we just need to stay focused on the task ahead after being put in the wall by Larson. We would battle back, sure enough, though. Here on the outside now of Denny Hamlin as we went down the front straightaway on lap 45, side drafting him now as we come through, crossing the line. There's actually making a little bit of contact with Hamlin. Inside, he goes in spinning. He goes down through to the inside wall nearly and slides back up on the track, and he gets nailed by the 24 of William Byron. Heavy damage to the front of the 24 cars. I just got way too aggressive on the side draft and hit him right in the right rear. A move by myself that was obviously, like I said, too aggressive. Hamlin, thankfully, still in the race. He didn't actually suffer too much damage, even though he got destroyed by the 24, but he's still in it, and he still has a car capable of getting up here. But I certainly felt bad for what happened with Hamlin, but obviously we get right back into the action here in Las Vegas now, as we are now on lap 49 of 67, so slowly running out of time. But you see Logano, he has found himself up here in the mix as well, as Larson and Blaney are just kind of the 2 guys right now that are kind of in the way of these fast 4 cars now, certainly trying to spice things up as we come through turns 3 and turns 4. We're going to go 3-wide up the middle between Blaney and Larson, and we get into the left rear of Larson now, but I didn't feel bad about that, but he actually got me into the side of the 12 and got him loose. So just absolute crazy racing here today in Las Vegas. Thankfully, though, we would finally get to the inside of the 42 of Kyle Larson, and we would get past Kyle Larson, so he was no longer going to be an issue as he actually tried to get into me one more time, but we got to the inside of Ryan Blaney as well, and with 17 to go, we would be able to find our way past Ryan Blaney as I went down towards turns 1. I sent it in pretty deep just to get away from them, and now it was once again Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, and myself, the fast 4, all together once again. We started driving away from traffic, obviously. Now as we came through turns 1 and turn 2, heading down this back straightaway, Kurt Busch leading Logano and Kyle side by side as we push the 18 down this back straightaway towards turns 3 and turns 4, having a great battle with these guys all day long. And sure enough, Logano, he would go through to take the lead. Kurt Busch loses the lead, but now there's trouble behind, though. Matt Tifft has gone spinning through turns 3, and the caution's going to come out again as he got hit by Ryan Truex there as well. So now this sets up for a late race restart where I would take 1 can of fuel and 2 tires, and the AI thankfully did the same. This could be the final restart of the day now, as once again we are underway here in Las Vegas. 8 laps to go once we cross the line. Joey Logano, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, and myself on these first 2 rows. These 4 drivers have been the fastest cars all day, but they really haven't been faster than one another. We've all been very even on speed, and you've seen that. Unfortunately, somehow the furthest we've been away from the leader when we've been battling with these guys is probably 2 or 3 car lengths, but somehow we still haven't even led a lap out of all of this now as we come through turn 3, getting to the inside. Logano and Kurt go up high. Myself and Kyle Busch go to the bottom, and Kyle Busch has the momentum on the exit of the corner. He nearly gets ahead of the 22. He would come through to lead the lap now as we hit 7 laps to go, and sure enough, we would now battle through on the outside of Kurt Busch on lap 61, heading down this back straightaway. So we we would briefly get clear of Kurt, but I felt like I had to get to that inside of Logano as quickly as possible and get up to P2 as Kurt, though. He's going to take us 3 wide between myself, him, and Joey Logano as we exit turn 4, getting into the left rear of Logano a little bit, but he hangs onto it, thankfully, as we go down this front straightaway. Just been some great racing here today in Las Vegas. Sure enough, here we continue using this outside lane. Kurt and Logano still battling it out as we came out of turn 2, and Kurt chops the nose of the 22 just a bit, ruins his momentum, and we go full attack on that now as we go down into turns 3 towards turns 4 up that inside. I got in the throttle a lot earlier, hoping I could clear the one car of Kurt Busch, but unfortunately he still hangs on our outside as we go down this front straightaway, but we at least got clear of Logano as we cross the line. Sure enough, now we come to lap 63, still putting the pressure on Kurt. He goes high, so I decide, okay, we got to get to that inside and do whatever we can to get past him now as we come through turns 3 and on the exit of turns 4 now, and the caution actually comes out just moments after we got our nose in front of the one of Kurt Busch. So now we are P2, and this is going to force an overtime restart. This has been an incredible race so far, and it could be setting up for a great finish now as overtime is underway here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Kyle Busch, myself, Kurt Busch, Logano have been the fastest 4 cars all day, and here we are still in the top 4 with 2 laps to go. We're going to have to be very aggressive on that side drive, just not as aggressive as we were with Denny Hamlin, obviously, when we took him out by accident now as we come through turns 1 and turns 2 here on the final restart of the day. Likely, unless we don't reach the white flag here as we go down this back straightaway, side driving the 18 down the back straightaway. We've got to be very aggressive as we go down towards turn 3 on the outside of the 18 of Kyle Busch. Chase Elliott has gotten into the mix now as he tries to spoil the party. Logano and Kurt both falling back actually as we exit turn 4. Kyle Busch is clear as we go down this front straightaway, 3 wide behind us for a moment now as we start the final lap here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Our only chance to get to that 18 is to run this higher line, and sure enough, thankfully the 18 chooses the bottom and we carry the momentum through the center of the corner. Kurt Busch has already found his way back up in P3. That's how fast his car is as we go down this back straightaway for the final time. We're going to have to make a big move up the inside maybe, and he goes to the middle, and we send it up the inside of Kyle Busch side by side through turns 3 and turns 4 on this final lap. We're going to use him up now as we exit turns 4, and we're going to make contact with the 18. We slam doors, and now sideways the 18 goes across the line. Kyle Busch wins in Las Vegas as we're crashing after the line here down towards turns 1. Unbelievable race here in Las Vegas. Hands down the best race I've had since I've started playing NASCAR Heat, for an incredible finish. I'm going to show the replay of my point of view of the whole finish. It looked like I actually tried turning Kyle through the triangle when he got sideways, but actually never touched him. Right here, I actually went and looked back at the footage. I went into turn 3 about 10 miles an hour faster than what I had the lap before because I was just being so aggressive. I hit him intentionally right there, and sure enough, he just slides across the line. What an epic finish that was with Kyle Busch. That's his first win of the season. He is locked now in the playoffs as we were so close. 2 second place finishes in a row. We're no stranger to that, but I said after the race, what a race. Congrats to the 18. I gave it everything I had. I never got out of that throttle except for when I had to let off a little bit into turn 3 because, like I said, I went into turn 3 about 10 miles per hour faster than when I had done the lap before, so I guess probably on the average. So certainly sent it in deep. I expected Kyle to actually take that top lane, so he caught me a bit off guard. I was planning to just send it into turn 3 and see if I could slide up in front of him, but when he went a little way lower actually than I expected, I got way off guard. I was caught way off guard, so that certainly hindered our progress a little bit. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this one, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. In the next one, we go to ISM Raceway, so that should be a fun one. We struggle there sometimes, but we'll see what we can do. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have yourselves a great day.